What's today's adventure?
Making clay.
What are we going to do with the clay?
Making the pottery.
Have we ever made clay pots?
Never.
I've never made a clay pot. Yeah, we've done a little bit of research. We've got to get the clay out. The first process here, I guess, is to get the clay.
The first step is to find clay. The second step is to clean it off.
Yep, the second step is to clean it off. Yep, that's right. Okay. This is all like clean clay right here. You see the way that the ground looks different?
Yeah.
That's because it's just clay. And
We found some on the side of the wall.
Yeah, that's all clay too. Roll it around in your hand, see if you can make a ball out of it. Make a ball. Can you make a ball?
Yep.
Okay, now.
No, it's too old.
Nope, now see if you can make it into a snake.
This is the head.
Did it make into a snake?
Yep.
Now see if you can make it back into a ball again. All of that worked, huh? That's it, buddy. We found it. We found the clay that we need.
That is so crazy.
Look at that, buddy. That is just clay. Let me give you a little hand.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Bust that chunk off and put it in the bucket. That'll be perfect. All right.
Here you go.
Here, I'll bring the bucket a little closer.
It kind of feels...
Does it feel like clay?
It kind of feels like really good stuff.
Yeah, I like it because it looks like it's pretty clean already, because the next process is that we're supposed to clean it, but the sooner we get to clay that is clean, then the sooner we can get to making pots. So what did we do?
We collected clay
Where did we get it?
from the stream. And here's a chunk, everyone. This is a chunk of clay. Another project?
Yeah, you can keep making. We should make a bunch of pots, because chances are, from the other videos that I've seen, a bunch of the things that we make might break the first few times.
How?
When you fire them, when you put them in the fire to make them hard, like really hard, sometimes there's like a little defect in it somewhere, and
I'm
it's
making
cracking.
I'm trying to make what you're. Can I see the bottom inside?
What all did we do yesterday?
We collected clay.
And then what?
Made some stuff.
What did we make? So yesterday we got the red, or the raw clay, which is in this bucket here. It looks very rough like this, and you have to work it with your hands to get it all nice and smooth. And then we made coils to do a coil pot, and then we also did just we did regular just cupped pots. I also tried to put together a pipe here. Today we're going to try it again since we have lots of clay. And the other thing that I brought in is I have oyster shell that I give to my chickens, and so I sifted some of the finer oyster shell out because shell is supposed to be good mixed in with the clay. I think that it makes it dry more evenly, so we'll mix that in with our clay today, and then when we fire them and whatnot, we'll see what the end result is, which one's better. What happened?
I broke the tree. Yeah, it snapped it right there.
It's already going to be pretty well dead.
Yeah, I don't see any beans out of it. Imagine if I found a crab just moving along the stream.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Crabs don't live in fresh water.
They live in salt water. Do you remember when I found one in Mexico?
A crab?
Yeah, that little crab on that plant.
Oh yeah, that was like floating along.
Yeah. Just stuck in this water.
It looks like it might have been.
Can you test out with the shovel?
Yeah.
I cut it with the shovel.
It's been 5 days since we made, 4 or 5 days since we've made these pots. Some 5 days, some are 4 days old. You can see Ben's here has really changed color. The other ones are still sort of a darker color still, but they're drying real nice and slowly here in the garage. It's pretty cold out still, so everything's drying nice and slow.
The big stuff is a problem. Trying to show you guys. Stick, you're going right here. Oh, I was bummed.
See how it smooths it out?
I just don't want to like break it more. That I'm like rubbing mine. I can't take my pot off because see.
That's the clay, straight out of the stream. That's what it looks like. It's very crumbly. It's like the consistency of like a feta cheese or something, or goat cheese. So, looking at my first big catastrophic failure here, this was a pot that I was working on the other day. I left it in the greenhouse though, instead of putting it in the garage where I put the rest of the pottery, and it dried out too fast. This is the clay, the first clay that we were mixing with the sand, but it's a total loss at this point. So, we learned that lesson. Can't leave stuff in the greenhouse even for a day. It dries out way too fast. This is like a couple of days of drying, but we're gonna try to fire our pottery today. What do you think, Ben?
So sort of crustacean.
Can we see it?
Now here is the thing right up above my finger. There's a lot of fossil parts on here.
Some of these are not completely dried out yet, it looks like, but we'll try to fire a couple of these today. See what happens. They've been sitting for, some of them have been sitting for almost 4 weeks at this point. This pot particularly. And some of these other smaller ones. Can you take this pile, or you want me to load you up?
You can load me up.
Okay, put your arms up. Thank you.
Dad, can I get that little piece?
You want another piece?
Yeah.
You're awfully tough. All right, take that all the way up to the fire pit. Good.
There's just I don't think the YouTubers are seeing much happening right now.
Yeah.
Flames! But you can bring them out one by one. I'll just at a time. One. Then we'll break. That was mine.
All right.
Did you get
So
another
there's-
one of mine?
Yeah. There's Ben's little one. There's a pipe.
Can I hold mine?
Yep,
This one's for like drinking out of.
it is.
Yeah, it's for drinking out of.
So this pot is just clay. This pot is clay and shell. And the pipes are just clay. This pipe is clay and oyster shell. This is a pot that is clay and oyster shell. This little pot is clay and oyster shell. I'll move these over here. Benny's little one over here. To see if the other pots that we have are ready.
Why too wet?
There's a little box one that one's shell and clay.
You haven't
And then Benny made a whole bunch of these little thumb pots.
Yeah, I made all those. Here,
Okay.
this one is not warm.
You got to set them back out to the edge, buddy, so that they'll warm up. think's gonna happen with the pots today?
Maybe they'll either crack or they'll stay good.
Yep. So we've already had 2 pots blow up. The first one that I made is blown up. Just had another one bust. So one of the all clay ones busted, and one of the ones that were mixed with shell busted. The little ones are still so far intact. So we lost a number of pieces almost right away after we put them in the fire. They started popping and exploding. But there appears to be some pieces that are still intact. So we stacked up a whole bunch of firewood all over the pieces, and we're just going to let it burn down now. Alright, it's been several hours now since we put the pots in the fire. And they've burned all down. Ben's going to put the gloves on and take the first pot out, the first great big pot. Oh, other hand. There you go. Okay. And you're just going to lift that one big pot out, okay? And then just set it down right over in the grass, okay?
Okay.
And then I'll take the gloves and I'll get the rest out. Okay.
It's super hard.
Yep, set it over right there. You go. Okay.
Doesn't burn with my boot.
There's another pot.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way. The water's so still and my pain has gone away. The air is much cleaner.
So this is a pot that popped out the bottom pretty early on. Here's all our little pots.
Some of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
But all mine made it.
All of Ben's made it.
Hey, hooray!
Now listen, hear how this is kind of dull, but that one sounds kind of tinny.
Can I try on one of my thumb pots?
Yep.
This is not a thumb pot.
Yeah, hear that? Nice tink, 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 tink. All right, we got to just let them cool down now.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way. The water's so still and my pain has gone away. The air is much cleaner after it rains. Follow my love, the scent that's in spring air. Follow the movement to the sun. There's a call for new beginnings here. Let the sorrow of yester disappear. Let your body be new. I'm a wanderer of the soul, before the end I plan to be whole, but I know I'll lose myself along the way. What's gone is gone, what's past is past. Let me leave what belongs in the past. The road ahead is quite unclear, let me walk it despite fear. The road stretches over the hill.
We're all done with the firing. This has been a really interesting experiment. This was the first pot that I made. It was also the first one to pop almost as soon as we set it down on the fire. But it's still is like, still has kind of an interesting design, so I might still hold on to it to maybe put a bonsai in there or something. These are the little thumb pots that Benny built, and they like all survived. All these little tiny thumb pots that he did. They're so neat, little tiny cute things. This was Ben's first attempt at doing a coil pot, and it turned out pretty good. And then I had these two that turned out pretty cool. Actually, just this one's a little different color because I actually just got it wet and was drinking out of it. Works pretty good. And the pipes, of course, survived. I smoked this one a little bit, and I haven't tried this one yet, but pretty neat. A couple other little thumb pots. This was Benny's first little project that he did. What's really cool, I don't know if you can see it on there, but our fingerprints actually got welded right into the clay. So those are Benny's little prints in there forever. And these little pots that I did.
That bad black sand.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way, the water's so still and my pain has gone away.